Hello people, I'll be your artist for today, and I'm currently putting the line art on one of the comics that I'm working on, the original comic Insignia, and well, I'm here to show you a bit how I basically do line work, which I've been told, well, isn't very usual, since I do not sketch hair, faces, or clothes. I line them straight on, unless it's a very complicated pose, requires complicated folding, and whatever. So, let's see. I don't know if I will tell you so much how I do things, as much as I will show you. I'll just warn you beforehand that my tablet is fucking retarded and it will probably stop working from time to time, but I can always make it work again. So, let's see. First thing is that your sketch layer, at least if you do it the way I do, which is also a very, very good way considering... Well, I'm not saying everything I do is good, I just mean the way you line above the sketch is, well, this way is very good. You bring the layer down, so you basically don't see the sketch. Well, almost. Like this. Then you put the lines above it, so that you can make good lines according to the sketch, while you can at the same time see... well, I don't know if it makes any sense, but you can see how the lines look, and they turn out good. So, I hear a lot of people having problems with if the layer is, for example, this high, and they try to put the lines over it, and then the sketch suddenly looks much, much better than the end product. Well, you can avoid this by just bringing it down. You can still see it enough, so you'll be able to follow the guidelines, but that's just what they are. They're guidelines. They're not supposed to be masterpieces. Some people make sketch masterpieces from the beginning, while the lines turn out awful, in their opinion. So just keep in mind, sketches are sketchy. They're supposed to be just guidelines and sketchy. Oh, I talk too much. Well, anyway, I'm going to use this page 7, the blank one, as a sort of reference for the toning, the amount of toning, the toning color, the shades of it, I mean. And sort of a reference for the characters as well, in case I forget anything. Well, let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stuff in his eye. Also remember, when you make a line art, quick strokes is very important, because that's what you do when you make sketches. Let me show you. You make quick strokes, which won't be very visible on the video since it's a little slow and laggy, but like this. Whatever, this is hair or something. I'm not saying do it like me, but when you sketch things, you make the quick strokes. And then you complain about the line art because you've been going like this. And it's all... Well, you see, and I cannot do that. I'm just like you. Instead, I use the beloved Control-Z if I do anything wrong, and I still make quick strokes. So let's see if I make a fabulous sketch. Blah, 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 which is not very fabulous, but whatever. And as I make the strokes, if it looks wrong, I just remove it and make the strokes again. I do not do this traditionally, naturally, because you can't just... well, you can't regret and remove. You have to just press on. And, well, I'm working digitally now, so this is how I do it. So that's the basics of how I would do a line art. I can do it the normal way, the traditional way too, so it's not like I consider this cheating. It's just the same as with toning, it goes pretty fast, but with comics, we basically mass-produce these things. They need to be made quickly. So why not? Why not make it quick and pretty? Alright, enough with the talking. I'm going to see if I'm going to add anything to this panel. There's going to be a speech bubble above here or so. And then some speed lines. Kind of showing the surprise or shock that they're feeling. Let's get started with the actual lines now. So with Clyde, this is how I always start. One little hair, two little hair, a line in between, and there you got his fringe. Oh, I don't actually say that, but you can do it if you want. I might actually be quiet once I'm doing the actual work. You see, I use the Ctrl-Z a lot of times, but I do use the eraser in case I completely fuck up, and I do pay attention to the detail that I'm supposed to put into the piece. I try not to cheat, you know. It's a comfortable way, drawing digitally, but just because you have some methods that'll make things simpler doesn't mean that you put in any less effort. Like the coloring, for example, usually takes me, well, months and months longer than a line art would. A line art can actually take a day, while the coloring is the big, difficult bitch. No. Let's see. I just pretty much randomly draw on his hair, like so. This is just sort of what works for me. Quick strokes. Since some of you know my hands are constantly shaking. They're small and frail, and they shake. So if I would make a normal line art, it would be not so good. Which is probably one of the reasons why I don't have great trust in my traditional abilities. Although I do certainly admire people who can, well, work so well with, say, Marcus and such. I'm not saying I'm bad with it. I just, of course, I want to be better. Let's see. Reason why I chose to voice these things is because when you make a line art, or when you watch a line art at least, during a live stream or something, you can't really see their thought process. When they color, it's a little different, I think, because you can kind of see what they're going for. But with lines, you sort of have to think, oh, where is this supposed to go, and how is this supposed to look? So sometimes I just sit here and think, does that look right? Am I looking at the clothes in the reference right? The fuck this ear. Like this. How would you know what I'm thinking if I'm just redrawing this thing again and again? I don't know if you guys think these things. I'm just always kind of curious what the artist is thinking. What's on their mind? Always with the face here, at least when it comes to the comic and not the actual big drawings where I color the line art. I like to put some extra black in here, some extra shades. I'm sorry if my accent is retarded. It's an attempt from a Swedish person trying to speak English, like English. No, I'm not trying to speak British. I'm trying not to sound Swedish. I can certainly do that if I put some effort into it, but I'm not. I'm really not. Why bother? Right, so while you've been listening to me babbling on, this is what it looks like so far. I like to put a lot of motion in the hair, so I go kind of like these wavy things. Put a lot of motion instead of like just straight lines like this. And it also depends on the volume of the hair. Does this look right? Another thing I like to tell people: mirror the image and you'll see your faults, if there are any, or if there's something you didn't notice that you might not be pleased with. It's like I've said on DeviantArt that we all have an underdeveloped eye at some point, and we might not be able to see it even if someone points it out. We might not be able to see what's actually wrong, or what we could certainly improve on. So, usually, you will see the anatomy flaws if you do this. I do this a lot because I had troubles when I was younger with drawing the back of of a head. So whenever I draw a head, I do like this. Whenever, seriously. Because I really do not want to mess that up. I still can have that problem. When it comes to traditional drawings, turn it, flip it like you're showing someone the paper, and then turn it towards a light source, like a lamp or so, and you will see it mirrored. I did that all the time. Let's see if this looks right or not. I really do not know. Sorry, I erase things if I just think... I try things out and then I think, nah, I want to do this instead. It's not that I think they're ugly or anything. So the process can be pretty slow depending on how much I like it. No, stop it! And I'm sorry for my squeaky voice. My squeaky ass voice. It's not my fault it's like this. No, that does not look right. Okay. Let's rethink this. Let's do this side first. I hate the fucking symmetry. Okay. Here we go. I'd like to show you as well how I make faces, but... Jeez, he got a lot of hair, and he usually does on this side. And we'll see how this goes. Clyde already seems to have a couple of fangirls out there. Which I was pretty surprised over, in fact. I mean, some of my characters do have fans, which I am eternally grateful for. It's just so awesome, you have no idea. But Clyde, well, he seems to have gotten these rabid sort of fangirls. No offense to the actual fangirls if you are watching this.